Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Jewelz from Cyndi Knapp. So if you're following day to day, thank you, number one. And two, yesterday we did Jewelry from Cyndi Knapp also. These, they were kind of back-to-back tangles that came from the same source. And so in the for more inspiration link, make sure to check that out, so that way you can see the inspiration. And I think it's on, oh no, I think it was on yesterday, so it's on Jewelry on the for more inspiration link that shows both tiles. It's from the same necklace. It's really, really neat. Okay, so this is a grid pattern, although and I think, well, either one, but this one maybe more in particular, you could utilize this without the grid and just doing the tangle. So yeah, well, actually, yeah, then when you look at the tangle, the step out, just ignore the boxes, and I know in mine, ignore the last step where I just demonstrate it in a grid pattern. So you could do it that way. All right, which is nice. It's nice to have tangles that have these extra ideas with them. Okay, starts off with, let me get, starts off with an orb in the center. And then we're going to do seeds out to each corner. So from the orb, and a seed is just simply a nice curved line going one direction, then a curved line going the other direction. And we're going to do these on all four corners. I like to do the kind of kitty corner. That way I don't have to move my tile, every other time. Now, as you saw, you can do this underneath like so, and just without turning the tile. But let me just share. So in case you are fairly new to Zentangle, one of the things that we talk a lot about is making sure to turn your tile. So when you have your hand planted, the heel of your hand on your table, and you have a natural curve. So it's like, oh, I have this nice curve. So why not maximize on that concept and flip the tile, and that way you have a little bit more consistency with your curves. So sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. It just depends. Okay, next step is we're just going to draw a little straight line coming from the orb, and kind of a, on all four sides there. Now, so one of the things, today is Thursday, the time of this recording, and so that means it's Tangle Time Day, and I'll show you some of the samples that we did afterwards. But one of the things that we noticed was in the pattern that, this step is a little bit different. Also being mindful of the fact that the inspiration is the inspiration, and the tangle, obviously inspired by that, but it's not meant to replicate. So we had some that you put the orbs that will come at the end of this straight line, all the way to the end, because that's what they wanted to do. And that's fine. But I'm going to do it as she has here. And, okay. And then I'm putting 2 orbs at the end of the stick, and then 1 on top. And we'll do that for each one. And this is, if you need to kind of course correct here, you can figure out, so like for instance, this one I'm thinking is a little bit too long. So I can start my orb here, on the straight line if need be. Or, you could do it more towards the top, because right here, they're all butted up against each other. So you're not going to notice. That's the point. So whatever way you need to do, and I just like to mention that just because sometimes it happens, and that's just a nice way to be able to, like I said, course correct. All right, the last step on this one is we're going to do essentially curved lines coming from the cluster of orbs to the seed. One thing I will say, looking at Cyndi's work, it looks like a big orb that's drawn underneath the pattern. And so in order to do that, my issue was that I was just thinking, oh, straight line, or not straight line, curve line, curve line, curve line, instead of thinking of the whole big picture. And when I started thinking of a bigger orb, it seemed to help in the outcome. And I just share that with you as if yours end up a little squared like mine. Number one, it doesn't matter. It's all okay. But then two, it might help if you just think of a bigger orb and that we're hollowbowing it underneath. Now, if you don't know what hollowbow means, if you just watch, I'm going to pick up my pen. Instead of going over this seed, we're going to go essentially under it. So I'm going to start here, and you just continue to draw, what you're drawing, but you pick up your pen and oh, look at how nice that's looking. I just jinxed it. All right. But see, I pick up my pen instead of drawing over, but I keep it traveling, and that helps. Then when you put it down on the other side, it just it's more likely to look like you've drawn it underneath. Oh wow, I think that's the best one I've done so far. Yay! Okay, and that is essentially it. Except then you can decorate however you see fit. Lots of ways. Well, this one, because we have this on the outside, I know on yesterday's, one of the things that I had mentioned was, well, you could aura the outside. This one, I mean, you could, if you wanted to aura, you could do it on the inside, depending, of course, on how wide you have these. It's, just a personal choice. I'm going to do something different on this one. On my samples, I did my favorite line, dot, dot. But this one, I'm just going to put some little straight lines where I'm just kind of flicking the pen. I'm going to come out from the center first. And sometimes I just do it until it kind of fills up the edge. A lot of times I try to come up the center first and then to either side. And sometimes I like to have the top one or the middle one a little longer, say like that, but it doesn't matter. This is kind of like shading with the pen, doing these hash marks. And it's just kind of fun. And I flick the pen a little bit, or at least lift it off like this. So that way you can see how it tapers off versus just being a real deliberate, abrupt end. And this just gives it a whole different look. And like I said, you can do that and, for however long you feel. And of course, in the center, I'm going to, let's see if we can do this. Okay, I'm going to cut it here. I want to make the little sliver on this side. So I did an orb and then a sliver because I have enough room. Yeah. Because sometimes, I mean, you could do two orbs. Sometimes when you do something that looks like a shine, it's kind of neat if you have room to have two things. It's just kind of cool. Don't have to. Could just be the one, and that's fine. And that's essentially it. Except for, so let's do some shading. And I've been wanting to try this. Wait. Yes. Okay. I'm going to put some graphite on the outside here. Because you could also add graphite to where we did the pencil line. But this has been on my mind all day to try. Since we did 2 sessions of playing with this tangle primarily, but also adding in the one from yesterday, which was Jewel E. This is Jewelz. And I thought, ooh, that could look neat to just kind of pop that center off out of the pattern. And I could also do, the ends of these, the seeds too. But I like to do these in steps sometimes. So that way you can just see. Versus throwing a whole bunch of graphite on and not really knowing what it's going to look like. I mean, sometimes you can envision, and that if you're new to Zentangle, and if you are uncomfortable with the shading aspect, don't worry, and just keep trying and playing. And oh, see, and that so that looks kind of neat, just like that. Maybe a little further, but not all the way up, because really, oops, look at, I put it right where I was, because I was thinking of something else. That's all right. You didn't see that. And you could barely see it anyway. And what's neat is the darker you go, the more the more dimension it has, and then it raises this up just a little bit more. Huh, I like that. That looks neat. Because if these are curved, then this part would be up, and this would be like right against, if we were pretending it was, 3-dimensional. Yeah, neat. I like that. It could have done it on the opposite. It could have done it on the inside too, and that would have looked neat. So lots of options. So let me share. So this morning, as I mentioned, this was our Tangle time, and if you have not joined and would like to join in on a live online class, we would love to have you join us. We can't have too many tangly friends. But like I said, we were focusing mostly on this one, but added the other end because it's a pair. So I did this on the outside, and I just was needing some color, so that's what I did. And this one, I decided, and it's not quite finished, but I ordered, just, there's this empty space here, and just following the contour as close as I could. And then what I'm thinking I'm going to do is maybe put some straight lines down on those just to make it look neat. And that's my plan there. But just wanted to share. And was there anything else cool? No, yeah, because I didn't do any shading there. This one, I was in the Delft mode. Same idea that, with this, having this pattern on the outside. And, let's see, yeah, Jewelz on the outside, Julie on the inside. And then this is from a couple days also, Ruffles. So that's a really neat pattern. I wanted to see how neat it would look. I had a couple of ideas, and so I got it started. I have to do the rest of the shading and stuff, but just wanted to share that. But yeah, this similar idea, except this one I put straight. I did the aura on the outside. Oh, this is yesterday, so it doesn't matter. But put straight lines instead of orbs makes for a neat difference. But so that was the fun that we had with this tangle. And like I said, if you would like to join us, we would love to have you. And the information is on my website, which is link to it is in the description section. We also have a nice Facebook group if you happen to be on Facebook. Information is there. I do have a couple required questions, so make sure to answer those, because otherwise I just decline, because I want to set a nice tone for the group, and so that's why I ask those. What else? Links to the step outs are in there. Again, make sure to check for more inspiration, and yeah. I think that's it, and I will do my best to remember to put a link to Julie, and I'll do vice versa. I'll put the link to this one on the other video as well, since they are a pair. I think that's it. If you enjoyed the video, would love to have a thumbs up. Feel free to share it with your friends. And if you like it enough to maybe see more, I would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. And I think that was the only thing that I left out, because I just always want to make a plug for that. And with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling. Have fun with this.